Naming convention is a very important topic. I personally think that one of the most important, or maybe I think the most important thing about any build we do, and not just flows, but generally, is that it is readable, easy to understand, and easy to maintain. Mostly, if you need to go back to what you built after 6 months, after 12 months, it should be easier for you to just get an understanding of what's happening here quickly. And not just for you, but for future self, but for another admin. You're like, it's a mindset to always have, to think about the future admin all the time. You're not gonna be the same the person working on this Salesforce org for eternity. Someone else is gonna pick up. It's either to continue the work that you have done, or either to do some other work, like you continue to work in the org, but someone needs to work alongside you as the org grows, for example. So there's going to be other eyes that are going to look at this build, and it's important for them to quickly understand what's happening, and to be easy for them to make adjustments. And one of the ways to do that is to have very clear and good naming all over the place. And this is the guide that I wrote down for what I do, what I write, what I name, how I name things. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a convention that everybody uses, and that's why I named it just Ayoub. That's my last name. It's not like something that everybody uses, but rather it's something that I came up with, and it's being derived from the Hungarian notation, so it's not exactly 100% new, but it's rather just like meant for flows. And the way I do things is as follows. Just like I'm gonna go through this quickly, and you feel free to read this article in full. So for variables, I typically start with text var underscore. I don't like to go with t only because it's not very clear what t means. It might mean I don't know, a tree. And then I don't like also v alone, while developers or people coming from programming background might understand that v underscore would mean a variable, but someone who's not, then it might not be. I think var is closer to the keyword variable than just the letter v. And I also don't like to use full keyword like text, text, var for variable, the entire keyword, because then it's gonna become very long. And I just like do the same thing for other things, text collection variable, number variable, and the same for everything else. For constants, I just make it start with const underscore. For formulas, I start with fx. It's commonly known that fx stands for formula, and then the return data type, and then what this formula is about. And there are examples for every one of those. For text templates, it's text template underscore, choices, choice underscore. And then CCS, this one has to be like very short like this, because it's fairly long already. Collection choice set, record choice set, and then pick list choice set. And one of the reasons you need to use Hungarian notation, or like it is encouraged to use a Hungarian notation, you don't have to, is that sometimes like you have a keyword that you want to use elsewhere. In Salesforce, as you build, once you name something, once you give it an API name, then it becomes reserved in this flow to this element or component only, and you can't use it anywhere else. So if you create a record choice set for accounts, for example, then and you name it accounts, you don't name it record choice set underscore accounts, but rather you just name it accounts, then you can't use the keyword accounts for anything else. So if you have a collection of records from the account object, you can't name them accounts because you already used the keyword accounts. That's why I like to use the RCS underscore account, so that the keyword accounts remains available for me to use elsewhere. And you will find this very useful in some other places. Maybe we see them in this article. Picklist choice set, stage. And for the stage, I like to add the number. So if you were to create a progress bar at the top of a screen on a screen flow, and then you have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, you need to give each one of those a name. So I like to give the first one stage 1 underscore the name of the stage in the API name, not in the label, and so on. For the elements, for every screen, I like to use I like to add the keyword screen on it, like contact information screen. For the same purpose, for the same reason I was just talking about. If you use contact information only, then the phrase contact information is now reserved, and you can't use it elsewhere. But sometimes I might want to use it elsewhere, like maybe on a text template, or maybe a long text area on a screen. I want to use contact information, but I can't because it was already used on a screen. That's why I add the word screen, so that this phrase remains available if I need to use it elsewhere, if I have already used it before. Also the same concept. Display text underscore. I want to keep the keyword instructions available in case I need to use it elsewhere. For decision elements, I prefer to always go with yes, no questions, and then so like the name of the decision element is found account, and then the answer is yes or no. So the decision outcomes here, yes, yes, found account, or no, or just no. Like the default outcome can be just no, or no. Like feel free to add to it. I typically just make it no, so that the question, like the decision label is found account, the decision API name is found account, the outcome, the first outcome is yes, that's the label, the API name is yes underscore found account, and then the second outcome is no. So you see label and API name and outcome API name, all three of them got the same phrase, found account. One of them is a label, one of them is an API name, and one of them is an outcome API name. So it is consistent and it is easy to read because it's just a yes, no question. And all of this falls under the Hungarian notation, which is just software development naming convention. Here I'm just sharing that icons refer to data types as well. So if you create a text, then it's going to have this data type, this icon, A, capital A, and then small a. So you know that this is a data type. So icons are helpful. Sometimes it doesn't tell you exactly what that is, because there might be a text. And this might be a text. It might be a long text area. I think if it were a formula returning a text data type, then it's going to also have the same this thing. So it tells you the data type, but it doesn't tell you the type of the resource. The resource might be different. So this is helpful. It's important to be aware of both of them. So this is the example where things might look the same in terms of being data type, but they look different in terms of the type of resource. This is a text collection and a formula. You see all of them have the same icon, but they are different resources. I expand a little bit on the why. I was talking about the why throughout the article. This is just my way of doing things. It doesn't have to be your way. If you want to go with this, go ahead. If not, then it's totally up to you.